When you have a schedule that's already fit to burst and you feel like you're torn in every direction, it can be really hard to find that perfect balance between work and home life. Well, that's what we're going to cover in today's video. 5 simple tricks to master work-life balance as a busy mom. Hey everyone, it's Kristen here from KristenWestcott.com, where I help working moms simplify their lives so they can find their own balance. Some days we talk about getting organized and managing your time and creating different systems, and other days it's all about reducing stress and living healthier lives. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 simple tricks that you can use to master your work-life balance as a busy mom. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell beside it so you get notified when I post new videos or go live. I have some great tips coming up in the next few videos that you don't want to miss. Did you subscribe? Okay, let's dive in. First of all, I just wanted to spell one myth around work-life balance, and that's that balance does not mean creating equal hours for everything. So it doesn't have to be equal hours spent on work, sleep, and home, right? You don't do 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of home life. And some days it might look like this, but in fact, most days it will not happen in equal chunks like that. But that's okay, because that doesn't necessarily mean your life is unbalanced. We need to work on dispelling that myth and redefining what life balance means. And I'll be honest, perfection doesn't always exist in this area. Not when you have family and a job, but the goal is really to aim to getting as close to your perfect work-life balance as possible. So the first step you can take towards a more peaceful lifestyle is to let go of this idea that perfection on an everyday basis is going to happen. It's not easy, I know, because I am a perfectionist and I'm continuously working towards accepting this idea of good enough. I'm a mom with a busy career that I love, but to put it lightly, I am a very busy bee. And years of experience and some clever planning along the way has enabled me to be able to master my work-life balance and squeeze in some time amongst the millions of other things that need to be done. So a lot of people ask me, how do you achieve this mythical work-life balance that seems to be only something possible in a dream world? Well, today, if you follow my 5 tips that I'm sharing into this video, you'll be a guru of your own work, home, and family life. So tip number 1, plan your week instead of just planning your day. So when we try to make a schedule for the day, it can seem really, really daunting because we're often trying to cram so many tasks into that one day. And then we end up with so many things to do and just not enough time to do them all. We end up stressed and overwhelmed. But if we look at the whole week ahead of us, it can be a lot less scary. If you look at a week, you have 168 hours to use up instead of just 24 hours. So by using a weekly schedule, we're able to spread those tasks out over a 7-day period and work on what can be done on certain days instead of trying to fit everything into just that one day. And this can even enable us to schedule in some free time for ourselves. I know, who would have thought? But as well as might give us the foresight of work and family commitments that we have going on that week. So we can kind of have a look at the overall week, figure out what might fit better on certain days, and what things might have to be put aside or moved aside, or maybe they just don't feel as important as a lot of the other things that you've got going on that week. And this way we can create a much more balanced week ahead. We're not running around like crazy for a couple of days of the week. Are you cheering yet? Great, because we have 4 more tips to go. Okay, so tip number 2, learn your priorities and make sure that those priorities get done. So when you're working on your weekly schedule rather than trying to cram everything into one day, it's important to recognize the things that absolutely must get done. In other words, your priorities for the week. And then you have to make sure that you schedule those things in first and give them ample time to be completed in that week. More often than not, people tend to put all the little tasks first, things like doing the dishes, the laundry, or nipping out to shops for that pint of milk. And they do this because they think getting those tasks out of the way first will give them more time for bigger priorities and bigger projects. But this is wrong. By planning the big and important tasks first, then you can leave gaps of time for the smaller, less necessary tasks. Because what ends up happening is when you get wrapped up in running all those errands and folding the laundry and doing all the dishes, what you're left with is a very short amount of time, or maybe tiny pockets of time throughout your day that you're trying to do those most important things in. What we want to do is we want to flip that around so that you're focusing on the most important tasks. You have blocks of those in your schedule, and then you're fitting those errands in and the laundry in around the important things. Those things will still get done. You can toss a load of laundry in and then flip it over to the dryer in 2 separate little 10-minute blocks. But it's very, very difficult to sit down and actually get your work done, some meaningful, deep work that requires concentration and focus if you're trying to sporadically fit it in to 10 to 20-minute time blocks here and there. So learning your priorities and making sure they get done is a really big, important piece to making sure you have that feeling of life balance. Tip number 3, set some working hours for yourself. So this one might seem like a no-brainer, but sometimes it's hard to switch our brains off of work mode. You know, how often does a 5 p.m. arrive and you think, okay, just 30 more minutes to finish up this report, or just one last phone call to make, or I just got to get through these last 5 emails and then I'll shut down for the day. Right? Sounds pretty familiar. I know I've done that on numerous occasions, but by setting work hours and sticking to them, it makes it so much easier to be able to plan your life around work, right? That includes finding time to spend with your kids, maybe attending the soccer match that you're wanting to go to, or the ballet class that your child is, participating in. And you might even have time for yourself to maybe read a book, maybe cook a nice meal if that's something you enjoy. Right? But in order to have a balanced lifestyle, you need to enforce some time limits so that these tasks don't keep expanding and taking away from other aspects of your life. And this is true whether you work in an office outside of your home or if you work from home. Both types of work require you to set specific working hours and communicate those hours to your friends, family, and colleagues so that they know when you're available for the working time and when you're available for your family time and other things going on in your life. Tip number 4, prioritize your health and well-being. As a mom myself, I understand that family are first and foremost the top priority. I know, I get it. My kids are little, they're really demanding at this age, and then following behind that, work usually comes second. So I've got prioritizing my family and my kids and then work. But if you don't end up prioritizing your health and your well-being, then you'll end up getting involved in something called burnout. And this is a very, very real thing that we're seeing more and more cases of, as people tend to expand their work schedules and not incorporate that downtime that they need or their health and wellness. And for moms, we can really feel on the edge of burnout more often than not because we have another element of these little people tugging on our sleeves or our pant legs and demanding our attention and needs on a regular basis. For me, burnout usually happens when I let a hectic schedule get in the way of making healthy choices. So when we're running around here, there, and everywhere all day, it's really easy to kind of push our health onto the back burner. I've done this on numerous occasions, and I always kick myself afterwards for allowing me to just put my health on the back burner. Nowadays, I always make sure to make a conscious effort to focus on my health and well-being. And that can be just 10 minutes of yoga or stretching in the morning, a simple meditation practice, or getting my daily dose of vitamins, my morning breakfast smoothie that I love, right? Making time for these practices will not only help you in your quest for a more balanced lifestyle, but it will also help calm your mind, making that time that you allocate to different pieces of your life, whether it's work or family or your children at a particular time, it will make you be able to be more focused and intentional during that time because your body is in peak condition, right? Your mind is being taken care of by these vitamins in your meditation or your yoga practice or whatever it is you use to make sure that your well-being is taken care of. Okay, and tip number 5, to cut down on your screen time. So it's hard to switch off from the world when you have constant access to social media, emails, and everything else that the internet has to offer, particularly if your devices are connected to your work. So cutting down on this screen time not only allows you to have a break, but it also allows you to have some more family time, right? Our devices often get in the way of our intentional time with our families. So set yourself a time in the evening when you're going to switch off your electronic devices, and then do it. Seriously, you can have the best intentions, but you have to follow through. You have to actually do it. And you will be free from the distractions of your mobile phone and more present to spend quality, uninterrupted time with your family. And the bonus, cutting down on screen time is also better for your eye health. You ever get that annoying eye twitch? The one that you think that everybody else can see that's driving you crazy, right? This is because you've got constant, focus on the mobile screen or on a laptop or another electronic device. So cutting back can even really improve your eye health and also your sleep in the overall scheme of things as well. So hallelujah to getting more sleep with young kids at home. Okay, so today we talked about 5 tricks to help you master your particular work-life balance. If you're serious about figuring out how to achieve your life balance, then be sure to sign up for my free guide on my website called Maximize Your Time and Reduce Your Stress in Just 5 Minutes. You can find the link to that freebie below this video. And now it's your turn to create a simpler schedule and achieve that elusive life balance that you've been looking for. Pick just one strategy from today's video and let me know. Comment below this video and let me know what you're going to try first. If you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel so you can get more tips and tricks for each video I post. And please share this video with your friends through your favorite social media channels so they can benefit from this information too. So that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.